Hemalata from PBZ, you're there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Hemalata, can you tell me how many species are there under Markantia?
Yes, ma'am.
How many species are there under Markantia?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma. I can hear you.
Ma'am.
Tell me, Hemalata, can you hear me?
Ma'am.
Can you hear me, ma? Others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, others can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Hemalata left. Hiba? Hiba Mustafa? Hiba Mustafa is there? No? Kritika? Kritika, can you unmute yourself? Sabari Yogesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, ma. How many
Yes, ma'am.
species under Markantia?
Ma'am, three species, ma'am. The first one is Markantia palmata, and the second one is Markantia polymorpha, and the next one is Markantia simlana.
Very good. There are actually 65 species under Markantia, which is present worldwide. And in India, we have 11 species. Out of the 11 species, 3 are quite common in India. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, now, coming to the distribution of Markantia, we saw mostly they are found in the Himalayan regions, and there are few species which are commonly found in places like Punjab, Haryana, and hills of southern states. So in India, and if you see in southern states, it includes both what to say, it includes Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and parts of Andhra Pradesh. So they are also common in these places. And coming to the external morphology of Markantia. Yeah. Now, who is going to answer me?
Ma'am, can I, ma'am?
Yes, my Yoni.
Lavanya, ma'am.
Yeah, Lavanya.
They have dichotomous branching, ma'am. Branching that means the branching takes place from the same point of the branch, and they grow prostrate on the surface of the ground. They have cup-like structure called gemma, and they are responsible for vegetative reproduction in Markantia.
Okay.
The branch is showing a small depression called as notch, and they are dorsiventral in nature and is thalloid. The plant body is called as thallus. The apical region of thalloid has apical notch. They have midrib on dorsal surface, which are and they are represented as midrib, ma'am. It has a groove or a depression. The air
Yeah.
pores are present on the dorsal surface, which are called as chimney, which are equivalent to stomata. These air pores are surrounded by cross walls, hexagonal shape, and we call
Yeah.
it as areole. On the
Very
ventral
good.
surface, there are sex organs present. The antheridia is plate-like structure and short, and archegonia are tall and highly lobed. The midrib is also present on ventral surface and appear as raised. They are prominent midrib. The hair-like structures are present near the midrib called as rhizoids. Along with the rhizoids, The rhizoids are tuberculate and smooth rhizoids, ma'am. There are, along with the rhizoids, ma'am, there are purple color structures called as scales. The scales are of two types: appendicular and ligulate. Appendicular
Very
means a
good.
small projections called as appendages, and ligulate means a tube like, ma'am. But the scales are one cell in thickness,
Yeah,
and
it is multicellular and one cell
one
in
cell in
thickness. Very
thickness.
good.
And the main function of rhizoids is to absorb water and nutrients, especially the minerals. Antheridia and Archegonia are present on a special structure called as anthridiophore, which is a stalk and which has a stalk and a disc. The scales prevent the plant. The function of the scales is to prevent the plant from drying or dying when there is too much of heat and in hot or in hot condition, ma'am.
Very good. Excellent. Very good, Lavanya. Okay. Now,
Thank you, ma'am.
uh, Lavanya has covered all the points. Just I will say a few. On the dorsal surface, you see the areole. Areole is nothing but the hexagonal markings on the dorsal surface is called as areole. And right at the center of the areole, you have the central pore, which is also called as the chimney. And then the branches towards the tip, they have a notch, which is called as apical notch. And this apical notch, they will guard the growing tip. And then on the dorsal surface, they show prominent midrib. The prominent midrib is represented by groove. And then along the midrib, there are cup-shaped structure, which are considered as the uh, asexual reproductive structures or vegetative structures called as the jamaka. And also, there are also sexual reproductive structures, namely anthridiophore as well as the archegoniophore. Both put together, they are generally called as, and the female, both commonly it is called as the gametophores or gametangiophores. So this is what you get to see on the dorsal surface. Coming to the ventral surface, there is nothing much very characteristic. It has scales on the ventral surface, and these scales are present on the either side of the midrib. The midrib is represented by ridge, and the scales are of two types, namely the ligulate and appendiculate. She has explained why it is called so. And these scales are purple in color, and they prevent the desiccation or drying of the thallus. And intermingled with the scales are the rhizoids, and these rhizoids are of two types, namely smooth rhizoids and the tuberculate rhizoids. The smooth wall rhizoids, if you see, both the inner, Meghana C, CBBT, please mute yourself, ma.
Sorry, mom.
It's okay, dear. And then if you see here, the smooth rhizoids, both the inner and the outer wall, they are smooth in nature. Whereas in case of tuberculate rhizoid, the outer wall is smooth, whereas the inner wall is shows a protrusion, peg-like structure, and these invagination is seen in the cell lumen. This is called the cell lumen, and there is a projection of the inner wall into the lumen. And since this is seen, these kinds of rhizoids are called as the tuberculate rhizoids. And these rhizoids, generally, whether it is smooth or the tuberculate rhizoids, they are made up of only one cell. The complete rhizoids is made up of one cell, and they are also branched. Now, coming to the anatomy of Markantia. Now, the anatomy of Markantia, when you take a cross section, or especially the vertical section. Why it is called vertical section? Because the thallus is dorsiventral in nature, or they are flat. So you will take a vertical section. So the vertical section, when you see a outline, it will appear like a boat-shaped structure. And this particular thallus, it shows two different zones. The upper zone, which is called as the upper zone, which is called as the photosynthetic region. This is called the photosynthetic region, and the lower zone is called as the storage region. So there is a distinct demarcation in the thallus. The thallus in the cross section, it shows two regions, namely the photosynthetic region as well as the storage region. Now, when you look into the photosynthetic region, it is also called as assimilatory zone. What do you mean by assimilatory? Anyone? Yes, girls? Anyone? Do you have an idea of what is assimilatory?
Absorption.
Absorption? Assimilatory? Just a minute, students. HOD ma'am of botany, she wants to address you people. Okay. You can share the link. It is there in the link.
Yes, good afternoon, girls.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, so all of you had your lunch?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Not yet? Okay. Don't worry, even I have not had my lunch. So, what I'm going to talk to you is, when we do any kind of teaching or any activity is done, we would expect, like you to give us feedback on so that we can improve ourselves, like how we give feedback for you people so that you can improve yourself. Similarly, we need to have a feedback as how we have to, whether you are understanding our teaching, whether or no, all those things. And of course, institutional feedback is also there. So for some time, I think for 3 or 4 months, you have come to college and you have utilized a few facilities, if not all the facilities. We request you to give a feedback. So I think you might have already done for some of the departments. Similarly, for botany department also, you have to give feedback on all the teachers who have been teaching you, not all the teachers, because in that feedback system, you will have all the names of the teachers, those who are there in botany. Of course, I think all the teachers you can give feedback because they would have taught you in your practicals also. So you have to give feedback on the teachers, as also we have institutional feedback which you have to give us, right? So please do it, and I think I will ask Rima ma'am to share the link with you during the class. And if there is any difficulty on understanding, any term or any word, please feel free to ask the teacher so that she'll guide you how the feedback should happen. Otherwise, feedback should be totally yours. Understand? So she will share the link, madam will share the link, and you can go ahead with it. I hope you have understood, girls.
Ma'am.
Yeah?
Ma'am.
Okay. Have you done for other departments?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah. So anyway, today we will do for botany, and thereby you can do for the other departments as well. Okay. They will tell you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay, girls. So please do that. Huh? I will give it over to ma'am Rima ma'am, please Rima, take it over. Thank you, girls.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Then I will share the link. Yes, ma'am. Last class. Sorry, girls. Okay, I will share the link with you people maybe a little later. Okay, is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
okay, or you want to do it right now?
It's
Later is
okay,
okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Later is okay.
Later? Yeah, great.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine, ma'am. Now, so we were saying about the anatomy of Markantia thallus, and I said when you take a vertical section, it appears to be a boat shape, and it has two regions. The upper region is called as the photosynthetic region, and the lower region is called as the storage region. So, see, what is getting stored here? Something which is getting prepared here. So that is getting stored in the storage region. The upper region, which is called as the photosynthetic zone, it is also called as assimilatory zone or assimilatory region. Now, why it is called so? Because it is here where the food is getting prepared. So, assimilatory. So, assimilatory zone is what it means because here something is getting prepared. So, that is nothing but the photosynthetic pigments are present in this particular zone, and that's why photosynthesis takes place, and the end product of the photosynthesis, they get stored in the storage region. Now let's see in detail how does this particular photosynthetic zone they appear. Now when you have a closer look of the storage region, the storage region on its upper surface, it is having an upper epidermis. This is the epidermis. This epidermis is made up of a single layer of barrel-shaped cells. A single layer of barrel-shaped cells. And this epidermis, they are not continuous. They are discontinuous because of the presence of air pore, which is also called as chimney. I suppose, uh, don't imagine the chimney what you have right at your home. Otherwise, in earlier days, if you go to your traditional houses and all, wherever the heat is there, that is, they don't have stove earlier days. They used to have heat, and when they are cooking, for all the smoke to escape, they have chimneys placed. And nowadays, if you want to see the chimney, you have to go to some industrial area where factories are there. Have you seen a chimney?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
girls?
Yes,
Through
ma'am.
which the smoke will be coming out. Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
the air pore appears like a chimney. Okay. It is somewhat a raised structure, and that's why we call that as chimney. Now, this air pore, it is made up of not two guard cells. It is not like that. They are designed very specially. What is that design? They are made up of 4 to 8 layers of cells. If you see here, there are 4 layers. First layer, second layer, third, and then the fourth. So 4 to 8 layers of cells they are made up of. And in each layer, okay, in each layer, in this cross section, you are getting to see only 2 cells. But then, actually speaking, they are made up of 4 to 6 cells. They are made up of 4 to 6 cells. And the alignment, how all these layers are aligned. They are not placed one over the other in a organized manner. It is not like that. It is screwed in such a way it is twisted. Each plate, which are having 4 to 6 cells, they are twisted and placed in such a way when you look the air pore from above under a microscope, it will appear like a star shaped. Okay, this how the air pore will appear when you view through the microscope. That is because this air pore is made up of 4 to 8 layers of cells, and all these and each layer is made up of 4 to 6 cells, and these cells, they are not aligned uniformly, rather they are in a twisted manner, and that's why they give a star like appearance. Okay, so as I said, the uppermost is the upper epidermis, which are not continuous because of the presence of air pore. The air pore is called as chimney because these air pores are made up of 4 to 8 layers of cells, which are in turn, each layer is made up of 4 to 6 cells. All the cells, they are not arranged in a uniform manner, but they are twisted, and so the air pore appear to be like a star shape. Okay. Below the epidermis is the air chamber. These are the air chamber. Okay. Can you make out box-like structures?
Yes,
This
ma'am.
one structure, we call it as air chamber. Okay. Now, the air chamber is also not continuous. Why? The air chambers are having partition walls, and these partition walls are also made up of 4 to 5 cells, which are barrel shaped and loaded with chloroplast. So those dot-like structure is representing the chloroplast. So these are called as partition walls. The air chamber below the upper epidermis, there is an air chamber which is also discontinuous because of the presence of cross walls, which are also called as partition wall. And these partition walls are made up of 4 to 6 cell height, and these cells are barrel shaped and loaded with chloroplast. Inside the air chamber, there are photosynthetic filaments. These are called as the photosynthetic filament. These photosynthetic filaments, they are loaded with lot of chloroplast. They are loaded with lot of chloroplast. The air pore is equivalent to stomata because it facilitates in the exchange of gases. So during photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is given out. Likewise, during respiration, oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. So that is the main function of air pore. Why we are not calling it as stomata? Can anyone tell me why it is not called as stomata?
Because there are no guard cells, ma'am.
Excellent. Because of the absence of guard cells, we are not calling them as stomata. So since there is no guard cell, the air pore, they do not close and open, rather they stay open always. Okay. Now, these photosynthetic filament, okay, they arise from the base of the air chamber. This is considered the base of the air chamber, and it arises from the base of the air chamber. Okay. This is about the photosynthetic zone or the assimilatory zone. Below the photosynthetic zone, you have the storage zone or storage region. So as I said, uh, all which are getting prepared in the photosynthetic zone, they get stored in this particular region. So actually it helps in having lot of chloroplast, and when there is lot of chloroplast, lot of photosynthesis happens. So it is an adaptation for their survival. And then if you see, the storage region is the one which actually it is broader at the center and they narrow or tapers towards the margin. Can you make out? The storage region, they are broader at the center and they tapers towards the margin. And what all they, this particular storage region, it is made up of parenchymatous cells, and these parenchymatous cells are isodiametric in nature, which means they are equally seen in all sides. And then these cells, they are so compactly arranged that there are no intercellular spaces. Is that clear? Yes, students?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
great. So the storage region, it is broader at the center and tapers towards the margin. And the storage region is made up of parenchymatous cells, which are isodiametric in nature. And these parenchymatous cells are compactly arranged with no intercellular spaces. And these parenchymatous cells, in some place, they are, as I said, considered as the storage region. They are rich in starch. These storage cells, they are loaded with a lot of starch. And then there are some cells which have oil cells. Okay, so these oil cell actually it also stores in the form of oil, and some of the cells are loaded with mucilage. Some of the cells are loaded with mucilage. Now here, what happens? This mucilage actually helps the plant because they are present on the soil. Sometimes, whenever there is a movement in the particles, soil particles, it should not damage the cell, and that particular impact is overcome by the presence of the mucilage cells which secretes the mucilage. And then, so it has got starch, it has got oil cells, and it has got some cells, they store mucilage. Apart from that, the cells which are towards the midrib, okay, the cells which are towards the midrib, they also have reticulate thickening. These reticulate thickening, actually it gives a mechanical support to the thallus, because whenever there is a displacement of the soil particle or any kind of, the thallus should not break off. So that is enabled by these reticulate thickening. Okay, so where is this reticulate thickening found? Generally, it is found along the midrib region. And then along the midrib region only, you will get to see that the storage region, it ends up with the lower epidermis. The lowermost uh, tissue is the cell is the epidermis, and this epidermis is also a single layer, and it is made up of barrel shaped cells, and the outer wall of the lower epidermis, this is an epidermal cell. This is considered as the outer wall. The outer wall of the epidermis, they give rise to both the rhizoids and the scales. As I said, the scales are multicellular and single cell in thickness. So you can see the scales are made up of many cells, but thickness wise it is only single cell. And they are also rhizoids. These rhizoids, they are unicellular and they are also branched. So this is about the anatomy of Markantia thallus. So in your exams, there can be questions like how are the air chambers describe the air chamber in Markantia, or they might ask you to explain the anatomy of Markantia thallus. So in that case, you will say in a vertical section, the thallus has photosynthetic zone and the lower storage zone. And then you have to explain each zone. Photosynthetic zone has an upper epidermis, cross wall, then it has got photosynthetic pigments, whereas the lower region is called as the storage. It is made up of parenchymatous cells, and these parenchymatous cells, they store starch, oil bodies, as well as mucilage. Apart from that, along the midrib, they also have reticulate thickening. Then the storage region ends with the lower epidermis. The outer wall of the lower epidermis, they give rise to the scales as well as the rhizoids. Is that clear to everyone, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. Uh, the time is 2:45. So what I will do is that I'm not getting into the reproduction. Sorry, the reproduction. I'm not starting. What I will do is I will share the link. Please take the time and then fill in. Ma'am has given all the details to you, what you are supposed to do, and please do it accordingly. Whatever you feel like, please genuinely give all the information. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in your chat box, if you see, I have sent the link for institution, language, and as well as for botany. So please click on the link. If you click on the link, it will open on to the Google form.
Ma'am,
Yes, dear.
we have done our language and institution one. Like in morning, what biotech ma'am did for us. Again, we have to do.
No need.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, CBBT can do only for the faculty, botany department faculty. So select the faculty names and then you can go ahead and do it. All of you have started doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Will it be a problem if I call out your name for attendance?
No, ma'am.
So I can call out your names?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. PBZ, Aishwarya. Amina.
Present, ma'am.
Amrita.
Present, ma'am.
Aradhana.
Present, ma'am.
Ashwini. Ashwini is there. Ashwati. Diksha. Dhruti. Hemalata. Hiba,
Present, ma'am.
Kajal. Hiba is present. Okay, ma'am. Kajal, Kirtana,
Present, ma'am.
Manjushri,
Present, ma'am.
N.A. Anusha,
Present, ma'am.
Bindu,
Present, ma'am.
Nandana, Navya, Nikita, Kajal PBZ is present.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Kajal PBZ present, ma'am.
Okay. Nandana M, Navya, Nikita, Pavana, Pragati, Pratana, Rajivi, Samyukta, Sanmati.
Present, ma'am.
Sanmati is present.
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Okay. Sheetal,
Present, ma'am.
Shruti GL,
She's present,
Shweta
ma'am.
S. Shruti is present. Okay. Shweta,
Present, ma'am.
Sneha,
Present, ma'am.
Shrija,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am,
twice.
Samyukta is also present, ma'am.
What, ma'am? Samyukta is
Samyukta is
present.
also present.
Okay, dear. Thank you. Stuti,
Present, ma'am.
Suhasni,
Present, ma'am.
Theodosia,
Present, ma'am.
Varshini, Varshita, Vasundhara,
Present, ma'am.
CBZ, Shri Gauri, Akshata MS, Ananya,
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, Akshata
Anjani.
MS is present, ma'am. She is
Okay,
unable to.
fine, ma'am. Thank you. Anjani, Varshini, yes, I've given you attendance.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Anjani Pandey, Anusha V,
Present, ma'am.
Shri Gauri present. Okay. Anusha V present. Bhavani,
Yes, ma'am.
Bhuvaneshwari,
Present, ma'am.
Chandana,
Present, ma'am.
Deepika B,
Present, ma'am.
Divyashri,
Present, ma'am.
Gayatri MR,
Present, ma'am.
Grishma, Grishma, Harshini, Harshini, Harshita GS, Hita, Hita, Ikshita, Chandana, we are present. Is I've given you attendance, ma. Niti, which combination? Niti, PTZ, Niti. Nidhi, Nidhi, I'm not finding your name, dear. Just write the name and I will check it out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Grishma? Harshini, Harshita, GS, Hita, Hipsita?
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am. Ipsita.
Okay. Irfa?
Present, ma'am.
Javeria? Jyoti S?
Present, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Kajol? Kajol?
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Pratika Vyas? Lavanya JM?
Present, ma'am.
Lavanya N? Madhu BS?
Present, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Mamta? Manasa ST?
Present, ma'am.
Monica LS?
Ma'am, she
Monisha?
left the college, ma'am. Monica LS.
She left the college? Okay. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Monisha? Neha? Nidhi L? Nidhi L? Okay, she has put a message. Pratikna?
Present, ma'am.
Pratibha?
Present, ma'am.
Rachana?
Present, ma'am.
Sabaria Yogesh?
Present, ma'am.
Sorry, Sabari Yogesh, present. Sonika? Sonika? Soumya?
Present, ma'am.
Suprata?
Present, ma'am.
Vaishnavi?
Present, ma'am.
Varsha? Varsha A and Varsha N. Two are there.
Varsha A. Present, ma'am.
Okay, Varsha N present.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, dear, I've given you the attendance.
Ma'am, Varsha N
CBBT?
also.
Yeah, both the Varshas I have given attendance, ma. Anusha A, CBBT.
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Divyashri,
Present, ma'am.
Kirtana,
Present, ma'am.
Meghana,
Present, ma'am.
Nayana,
Present, ma'am.
Nayana KM, Nayana RS.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Nishika,
Present, ma'am.
Pragna Shri, Rojalini,
Present, ma'am.
Sahana,
Present, ma'am.
Sahana SV, Sahana is, sorry, Sahana SV, not there. Salma S,
Present, ma'am.
Shrishti, Sindhu,
Present, ma'am.
Sneha, Spurti,
Present, ma'am.
Vinita, Ashwini. Okay. Have you all done?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
in language forms, ma'am, the faculty members list has been given, ma'am.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
need to select any one faculty, or we need to select all the faculty names and then.
No, ma, the faculty who is taking class for you.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in that four or five faculties, if there are there two or who will be taking our class, then We need to
Ah,
submit response for each one, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Ma'am,
Sahana. Ah,
once we submit the form, then we will get another form, ma'am, for a submission of another faculty.
yes, dear. Click on the same link, select another faculty's name, and then you can proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, feedback we are giving for first semester, right, ma'am? About
Yes,
first
ma'am.
semester.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As you complete, you can leave the class, ma'am.
Thank you, mom.
Welcome. Bye, Meghna.
Bye, mom.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Deepika.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.